Welcome to the Art of Moving Boxes. In this series, we're going to talk about the real reasons warehouse implementations fail. Not the polished version, not the project plan version, but what actually shows up inside the operation. These lessons come from real warehouse work, real WMS implementations, and real leadership pressure on the floor. Let's get into it and see why. Most companies think a WMS is just warehouse software. Technically, that is true, but it is not the best way to understand it. You have to look deeper at the operation itself. A WMS is really the operating system of warehouse execution. It tells the warehouse what work needs to happen, where it needs to happen, and provides the visibility required to manage at scale. Who should do it, how it should be done, and how to confirm that it was completed correctly. It's the brain of the operation, directing every beat of the heart. That is why companies get into trouble when they treat a WMS like a simple technology project. It's an operational shift, not just a software install. Because the WMS is not just about screens, scanners, labels, and transactions. It is about how the warehouse actually runs. It's about movement and precision. WMS stands for Warehouse Management System. A warehouse management system manages inventory, locations, receiving, and put away. It tracks every single box from entry to exit. It also handles replenishment, picking, packing, shipping, cycle counting, and warehouse styles. It's a complete life cycle of product movement through your facility. In plain English, a WMS answers one of the most important questions in the building. What should happen next? And it answers it in real time, every single second. When product arrives, the WMS helps control receiving. When product needs to be stored, the WMS helps direct put away based on logic, not memory. When inventory needs to be picked, the WMS tells the operator where to go, what to pick, how much to pick, and where to take it. It removes the constant searching. When an order is packed and shipped, the WMS helps confirm that the right product moved through the right process. It's the final quality check before shipping. That is the value of it. It creates control. It creates visibility. It creates consistency across shifts and across buildings, regardless of who is working that day. And when it is implemented correctly, it creates discipline. This discipline is what separates the average from the elite in modern supply chain management. Before a strong WMS is in place, many warehouses depend too much on memory, paper, spreadsheets, and verbal direction. Someone knows where product is. Someone knows which customer needs special handling. Someone knows which aisle is always a problem. That may keep things moving, but it is fragile, because when the warehouse depends on people remembering everything, the process is not really controlled. You're one retirement away from total failure. A good WMS helps move that knowledge into the process. Instead of guessing where product is, the system knows the exact location and directs the work. Instead of discovering problems at the end of the day, the system can expose them earlier. The transaction happens at the point of work, keeping the truth front and center. But here's where many companies get it wrong. They believe buying the software creates the discipline. It does not. It only magnifies what you already have. Software does not fix a broken operation by itself. A WMS will not magically clean up bad data or repair poor slotting without a clear human decision. A WMS does not eliminate operational truth. It reveals it. It shines a light on every inefficiency and every broken process that has been hiding in the shadows. If the inventory is inaccurate, the WMS will expose it. If the item master is weak, the WMS will make sure everyone knows it through every failed task. If the process design does not match the way work really happens on the floor, the system will expose it during every single task, showing the friction. If leadership is relying on fake green status, the WMS will expose that too. That is one of the biggest mistakes in implementations. Reality always wins. The real solution is for us clarity, data discipline, operational ownership, strong testing, and leadership willing to hear the truth before pressing the go live button. Think about a simple customer order. Before the warehouse can ship that order correctly, a lot has to be right from the start. Data and inventory must align. The item data, inventory, and location have to be accurate. The allocation logic and the picking path must be clear and validated through the system. The person doing the work has to understand what the system is telling them to do. If any of those pieces are wrong, the floor feels the friction immediately. That is why a WMS implementation is not just a software event. It is an operational transformation that touches every single department in the building. The business has to own the operation. IT is important, but operations must own the process and the reality of daily work. The system serves the floor, A WMS project gets risky when people avoid hard questions. Who owns inventory accuracy? Who owns location discipline? And who is truly accountable for data? Who decides the picking strategy? Most importantly, who is allowed to say the operation is not ready for go live? Ownership of these answers is everything. If nobody answers those questions before go live, the warehouse will be forced to answer them during go live when costs and stress are much higher. Another major mistake is testing the software without testing the operation. Don't just ask if the button works. Ask if the warehouse can actually function this way. Can receiving keep up? Can replenishment support picking under intense pressure? Can the building handle peak volume while the processes are still improved? Real testing proves that people, process, data, equipment, systems, and leadership can work together seamlessly before the real pressure hits the loading dock. Many companies test the software, but they do not test the warehouse. They train the screens, but they do not train the work itself. That's a critical error. A WMS also changes leadership. Good leaders use the system and the floor together. The truth lives in the connection between both, not just on a screen. If orders are shipping only because a few hero employees are holding it together, everything is not fine. Your system and process isn't working yet. A WMS gives leaders better visibility, but only if leaders are willing to look honestly at what that visibility reveals about the health of the floor operations. So what does good look like? A good WMS implementation starts with process truth, understanding how the warehouse actually works today, not just in theory. Then the team designs the future process. They define receiving, put away, picking, packing, shipping, and exception handling protocols clearly for every user. They build a system around that operating model. They clean the data, validate the rules, test real scenarios, and involve the floor in every design step. Most importantly, they do not confuse activity with readiness. Activity is busy work. Readiness means the operation can perform the work to the required standard. A WMS can be one of the most valuable systems. It improves accuracy, service, reduces waste, and creates better labor visibility for long-term growth. It helps scale the business and supports future automation. But you must understand what you are truly implementing at every level of the organization. You are implementing a new way of working. You are implementing discipline, accountability, and total operational visibility that transforms your results. So when someone asks, what is a WMS? Tell them it is the operating system of warehouse execution. It is the engine that drives every single move. When done right, it creates discipline. When done wrong, it exposes weaknesses. The warehouse never lies about its health. Thank you for watching. If you found this content useful, interesting, or engaging, please subscribe to the Art of Moving Boxes YouTube channel below. And make sure to join the Art of Moving Boxes LinkedIn group on LinkedIn. That is where we continue the conversation around real warehouse operations, WMS implementations, supply chain execution, and leadership lessons from the floor. Thanks again for watching. Subscribe below, join us on LinkedIn, and I'll see you in the next video.